Okay, so inshallah for the next 20 minutes, we will go over the logistics. This is some of the information you need to know to prepare for this upcoming spiritual trip, inshallah, okay? For our online viewers, for the Q&A, you can send a question to my email address or my phone number, and we will cover that, inshallah. If we have too many questions, we will respond back via email to you. So that's the email address you can write down, or the phone number you can use to either WhatsApp or send a text message, inshallah, okay? All right, so we are going to cover logistics now and then go through Q&A, and then inshallah Inayat Bhai will do the final comments and closing. All right, so the next important thing on the slide here is our flag. So most of the groups going for Hajj, they will have their own flags. So this is our flag. It says Hajj Assistance Services and Committee. Now, logistics are very, very important, right? We are going to be approximately 90 to 100 people from Canada, and then we'll be joined by our brothers and sisters from the US under Shakil Virji, around 80 people, and then the rest of the group will come from London, UK, around 40 to 50 people. So we have a group of around 220 to 240 people, right? We are going to do everything together, like eat together, pray together, seminars, lectures, etc. So why this is important that you understand the logistics of the group so we can move the group efficiently throughout this spiritual trip, okay? Now, packing list, that's the question, what do I need to take? So inshallah, we will send an email out with the packing list of information you need. Some of you want to go to the website, it's already up on the website. More or less it's exactly similar to last year, so that's something we need to know. Now, Saudi Arabia has come along a long way. Most of you have been to Umrah, so they do have basic necessities, right? They've got good, like pharmacy cares, etc. You can buy quite a few things there. Also, you'll be sharing your rooms, 3, 4, 5 people to a room, so you can also request your room allocations by sending an email to smegji@rogers.com or Shakil by Virji, and then you can also connect with your roommates and carry some of the supplies together. One important question we normally get is phone. So you can carry an unlocked phone, and you can buy SIM cards once you arrive in Medina. So then you can communicate with your family and friends. Wi-Fi has been gradually been increasing in terms of connectivity and how strong it is. So there should be Wi-Fi both in the lobby in Medina and in Makkah. But when everybody's on the same time, at the same time, it becomes slower. So again, this is just for information, inshallah, right? All right, so when you go to the haram, you need to carry some things with you, right? So number one is your tablet, iPad, phone, or dua book. You will go to haram most of the time very early to get a right and a good spot for namaz. So you will have a lot of time, maybe 1 hour, maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So please take something with you which you can read and pray, right? Travel musalla is very important. The group is giving you this travel musalla which has this sajdaga area, so you can use it. So then you can sit comfortably in the haram of the Prophet. Even if you don't get the spot on the marble, you'll be sitting on a carpet. So if you're sitting for a long time, then it's better to have your travel musalla so you're not restricted to finding the marble place. You need to carry a water bottle with you. Technically speaking, you are not allowed to use Zamzam water for wudu. Okay, so you should have a water bottle with you. So if your wudu breaks, you can quickly do the wudu through your water bottle right in the haram, both in Medina and in Makkah, right? Generally, we are not allowed to carry big, massive cameras, right? So you can take some photos with your iPhone, okay? All right, so in terms of the packing list, right, in terms of what the group will provide, so you will have a stone bag. This is for Muzdalifah. You'll pick up the pebbles to stone in Mina. We'll give you that bag. We'll give you a wristband for identification for emergency phone numbers. You will have an ID badge. You'll have a scarf for the ladies. 7 beads to count. One way to count your 7 tawaf. Salat items, travel musalla. Small bag to take to the haram. This will be a good bag which you can take with your books or your phone, etc. Niyat cards, so we will give you niyat cards which will keep you handy in terms of making the niyat for your ghusl, for niyat before tawaf, sa'i, etc. And last year we also provided this card so you can follow the namaz-e-mayat as Akil Bhai mentioned. So lots of few things which will give you so you can make it. We'll also give you shoe bags. So in Medina and in Makkah, you carry your shoes inside the haram with you and you keep it near where you are praying. There are a few shoe stands in Medina, you can put it there. Otherwise, the shoes have to be close to you, so you can pick up and exit from any doors, right? And inshallah, you'll be provided with Hajj books 1, 2, and 3, so you can pick a book which will be more relevant for that particular day for your spiritual prayers, okay? So again, if you want to visit the hajjguide.org website, there's lots of information, lectures, videos, medical information as well. We will also be sending you the slides for today's presentation, and we'll upload the seminar, inshallah, in the next few days, okay? Now, so this is what you want to pack. What the organizers want you to pack is the following, okay? You need to have lots of patience, tolerance, forbearance, sharing and caring, forgiveness, and being positive. That's what we want you to pack to make this trip a successful trip, right? So, Mominin, let me be very clear and upfront. And I've been learning from Inayat Bhai to be upfront and blunt, right? This is not Air Canada vacations trip. That's number one. Number two, this is not a normal Ziarat trip. I know most of you have been to Iraq, for example, right, to Iran. Some of you may have been to Sham. This is Hajj. So there are certain rituals which have to be done at the appropriate time. Yes, we will be reciting the Ziarat in Medina, in Makkah, and all this place, but that's why this is Hajj. And there are certain things that happen at a specific time, right? So you may be a graduate from Harvard University, right? You may have your own ideas of how to move logistics and how to move people in Medina or in Makkah, but we are tied based on the local logistics on the ground with the authorities, right? So please, to make this very, very successful, listen to the organizers. Between the organizers, they have got more than 200 Hajj they have done, right? There's lots of experience there. They have dealt with any possible issue, and we'll go through some of this, right? So my request, humble request, is listen to the people who have been there and have done that, right? So you are in your own right a professional, a businessman, successful person in this world, but this is something which you need to take into account when going through the stuff, right? Okay, simple departures, right? You have to arrive at the airport 4 hours early to check in. Remember to rest on the plane rather than going through the movies and videos on the plane. Take the information. We are going on a spiritual trip, right? This is separate. This is not a vacation. So try to prepare yourself for this trip. So there's lots of material you'll carry in your tablet or iPhone. Take that time, 3-4 hours, good solid time where you can focus, rest, okay? And be ready, as Akil Bhai mentioned, make sure that you watch out for the namaz time as well, okay? All right, I'm going to skip some of these slides. These are just spiritual slides. Okay, arrival in Medina. So basically, we will complete the immigration formalities. There will be a form that you need to complete. We will guide you through that. Have your passports ready. Have your meningitis certificate ready. Sometimes they do ask for that vaccination certificate. Now, the most important thing on this slide is you can't leave Medina airport with your passport. Once you finish the formalities, once you have taken your luggage, as you are exiting, there will be area where you have to give up your passport. Okay, this is something unusual, but it has to happen. They will keep the passports, we will collect it, and we'll get it back eventually. But you need to give your passport. You can't leave that airport with your passport, okay? And the whole group will be doing the same thing. Just follow, make sure that you are following the process. And then once you are out in Medina, you need to ensure that your luggage is up on the bus. Okay, normally we have a bus, which the luggage goes on the top, you go on the second level, and we need to make sure your luggage is on the bus. Okay, and the organizers will be there to guide you through the process. Okay, once you arrive in the hotel in Medina, the hotel name is Rawda Al Safa Hotel. It's the hotel we have used in the past. It used to be called Golden Mubarak. Now they've changed the name. So imagine, around 100 people, arriving at the same time. So there'll be a little bit of a chaos. We normally will publish the room list on the wall, so you will know your room numbers. And then what we would recommend is you go to your room. If depending on your arrival time, we'll have some breakfast or light snacks ready on the 8th floor. You go and rest, have something to eat, and then slowly you can, basically take your luggage to your rooms. Okay. Alhamdulillah, the lobby is quite big in Medina compared to Makkah, and everybody should be able to settle as quickly as possible, okay? All right, okay. And then once you have arrived, take some rest, okay? Before you go to the Prophet's Haram, you need to make sure you are in the, you do your ghusl, and then you will go in groups, and organizers will announce, what time the first group will be going. If you have been in Umrah before, you are familiar with the surroundings, then you can proceed. Make sure that you wear your ID badge or the band which we will give you, right? Okay, now when you are visiting the Haram of the Prophet or in Makkah, in Masjid al-Haram, you need to be in the state of wudu. Very simple, but it's important because if you've done the wudu from the hotel, you're going to save time. You can't go to the Haram and then say, okay, I've not done the wudu. So you have to go back either to the washroom or you use your water bottle, right? As I mentioned, you have to carry a small bag to carry your shoes. Okay, the rest I think we have got now. The important thing here is you have to recite Idhn al-Dukhul before you enter the Haram of the Prophet. We have to ask permission, right? So again, in our dua books, there is Idhn al-Dukhul. If you are going for the first time, the person who's going to be taking that group will stop before the Haram's entry point, and then you will all collectively recite Idhn al-Dukhul. It's important for you to recite both in Arabic and in English so you exactly understand what you are saying, okay? Ladies have different timings in terms of going near the Zari of the Prophet, so that will be announced. And in Medina, we go separately. Men will go separate and ladies will go separate. In Masjid al-Haram, you ladies and gents, depending on the mahram issues, you can go together, right? Husband and wife or mother, son, etc. Brothers, sisters can go together if they want to. So inside Masjid al-Nabi, right, we have different pillars which, you are in your books, but you will be able, they'll take you and guide you through those inside the masjid pillars and areas, etc., where the Shias mostly pray, etc. What you need to do there, right, is to make sure you recite the Ziarats. Again, these are in the books. The Prophet's Ziarat, Bibi Fatima's Ziarat, and then Jannat al-Baqi, etc., right? Okay? All right. One of the important questions we normally get is, what is a typical day in Medina? Let's say you have arrived, you have been to the Haram first time, you come back, and now you are rested. So generally, we wake up very early for Salatul Layl, and then you also do the Ziarat of the Prophet and Bibi Fatima. So in order to get a good spot in Medina, at least 45 minutes to an hour, go earlier. So that means you need to time yourself to have dinner, and then you go to bed early so you can wake up, because there's no point in staying up the night and then you're in the Haram, but you are dozing off. Remember, there's going to be a good gap between Namaz al-Layl and the Fajr Namaz, right? So you need to be rested so you can full pay your attention there, right? As Akil mentioned, it's highly recommended to pray Namaz in full. And in Medina, you have to realize that you are in the vicinity, right, of 6 Masumeens out of 14. It's a very powerful place to be and ask for your hajjahs, right? It's not it's nice, but remember, don't forget the ambience and the spiritual powerful place you are in, okay? And generally we have 2 lectures, so one in the afternoon and one in the evening. It's very important for you to attend those lectures. So again, they will review the Hajj Masails and also logistics. Announcements will happen, so you are informed of what's going on during the day and the upcoming days as well. Okay. Jannat al-Baqi. Okay, everybody is familiar with it. So in the morning, men will have organized tour of Jannat al-Baqi, so we can show you some of those graves, etc. Unfortunately, ladies cannot go inside Jannat al-Baqi. They can only be going as much closer as possible, but they'll not be going inside the Baqi. Now, we are going to be in the vicinity and in the direction of the Saudi officials and policemen there, right? There's no point in arguing with them. There's no point in engaging them about why they have not allowed ladies, for example, to go inside and why they are blocking us to go closer to the graves of the Prophet. Because we don't want to be in a situation where some of our Hujjaj are taken inside by the Saudi police. That's a logistical nightmare for the organizers to get you out of there. So do your part. You can recite the Ziarat from outside and be patient and just observe and come out. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay. Okay. In Medina, we have outside Ziarat, which we will take all of you by bus, inshallah, okay? So we'll visit Masjid-e-Quba, Masjid-e-Qiblatain, Plains of Uhud, Sabah Masjid, and there's also Sheikh Al-Amri Mosque, which is a Shia mosque. So ideally, if there's a Thursday night there, we would normally go there, we recite Maghrib Isha Namaz, and then normally there's an Iranian group there, so they recite very beautiful Dua Komel and Ziyarat-e-Waritha, and then we normally come back to the hotel, okay? All right, so what are some of the guidelines for outside Ziyarat? Remember I said we have a big group, right? We need to make sure we are organized, so you need to give us your support as well. We will announce the time when you guys have to be ready to board the bus for outside Ziyarat. Now because it's very hot, we generally do it very early in the day after Fajr Namaz, so hopefully by that time the sun is not at its peak. So you need to make sure that you have gone to the washroom, right? Because facilities are there, but ideally we don't want to stop the bus because one person has to go to the washroom. So you need to go to the washroom, be in the state of wudu, right? Carry a water bottle with you. It's free. It's be organized for you. So you need to make sure you have water bottle with you. And then once we are at a stop, let's say we went to Uhud first. So you will go there, we'll observe the graves, we'll recite the ziyarat, and then we are coming back to the buses. Now don't stop on the way to do some shopping, because you're going to hold the whole bus because you are not there, okay? And once you are on the bus, sit with the same partner. So if I'm sitting with Akil, when I come back, I want to sit with Akil. So otherwise, the way we announce is any partner missing? So Akil will say, Habib is missing, right? So it's faster to go and now look out for that person. So, you know, as Akil was going through all the rituals, right? If you don't do a ritual properly, there's kafara. Everybody has heard about kafara? What's the kafara? 100 US. There is a sheep or a goat, right? Now, depending on the level of the ritual you have missed, it may be higher or lower. So logistically, if you keep someone delay the whole bus, there's kafara for logistics. Now, somebody may ask, what is the kafara? So if you hold the bus for 1 or 2 hours, you have to fulfill dinner for the whole group. If it's 5 minutes, you have to buy ice cream for the whole people, all the people on the bus. So we do take logistics very, very seriously. Is that clear? All right, okay. Departure from Makkah. So as Akil mentioned, right, we have to do ghusl at our hotel. Men will wear the clothes of ihram, and Mohsin Bhai is there. There'll be a lot of volunteers who will help you with that for the first timers. We'll go to then Masjid al-Shajara, okay, inshallah, and then do the niyat from there. So we will divide the whole group of 240 people into different buses. There'll be, say, 5 buses or 6 buses. There'll be a, announcement, there'll be listings on the wall, which bus number you are going with. And then we are also announcing the leaders of those buses, 1 or 2 leaders. So you need to make sure you are within that bus group. And even when they do the niyat of talbiyah, there'll be smaller groups, but you need to follow instructions and make sure you know your bus numbers to help the group move as fast as possible, okay? All right, this is good. All right, arrival in Makkah, right? So most of you can see this picture, right? So in Medina, we have got 6 elevators, right, to take you up and down. In Makkah, there are only 2 elevators. And the Makkah lobby is very small. So we need your support and cooperation, right, to make sure that, everything goes as smoothly as possible. So once we arrive in Makkah, right, there will be groups of people who will be going to do the first Umrah. And as Akil mentioned, depending on the timing we arrive there, we will then organize the groups and we'll tell you what time. Is it after Fajr we are going to the Haram to do the Tawaf, or is it before, etc. It all depends on when we arrive. Because of the checkpoints, etc., you can't predict the time when the whole group will arrive, inshallah, okay? But before you go to Masjidul Haram for your Tawaf, as Akil mentioned, you have to be in the state of wudu. So when you go up in Makkah, you go to your hotel room, refresh yourself. If there's time, you can go grab some tea or cake, piece of cake, and then be down in the lobby at the time that will be announced, okay? All right, the question then becomes, what do you do in Makkah, right? So you will have the whole, once you have done your tawaf, and the men are, get rid of their ihram, Now they have got 4 or 5 days before they proceed to Arafat. So what do you do? So here, husband and wife can go to pray together, or groups can go together. There's lots of things you can do. Important thing is if you want to recite, wajib salat, says namaz, subh, right, in haram, you need to be there 1 and 1.5 hours early to get a good spot. Otherwise, if you go last minute, you may have to pray on the street. There are so many people. Everybody is trying to go and get the spot in the haram, right? So take your time, but make sure you arrive early, okay? Again, make sure you are taking your shoe bag with you so you can put your shoes. And then there are lots of sunnat du'as and you can do, etc. We will also arrange for a walking tour of Makkah and the surroundings. It's a walking tour, so we don't go by bus. So we start the tour from the hotel, we go through the haram, and they will show you different parts of the haram. Then we walk all the way to Jannatul Mu'alla, where Bibi Khadija and other holy personalities are buried. We recite the Ziarat of Bibi Khadija, and then we come back. This is a walking Ziarat tour, right? It's going to be a little bit hot, but again, we try to do it as early in the morning as possible, okay? All right. Proceeding for Hajj Tamattu. That means now we have finished our Umrah and now we are proceeding to Hajj Tamattu, right? So we will have all of our suitcases in the hotel in Medina and Makkah. And a side footnote before I forget, all your valuables, right, have to stay in the hotel in your suitcases, and you can lock your suitcase. But hotels are very safe. I don't want to hear, or the organizers don't want to hear, that I took my money in the haram and I lost all my money. Is that clear? All your money, right, stays in the hotel in your suitcase. You can't carry all your money even when you go in your haram bag. You can carry a few, Saudi riyals or some money which you want to go for shopping, but carry whatever you need. You can't carry all your money in the haram. It does happen. People don't listen, and then we hear stories that they lost their money, right? Okay. So what do you need for Arafat, Muzdalifah, and Mina? Okay, so this is the list. We will send you the slide. Now, one change we are doing from last year, inshallah, if all works out, the group will provide you the knapsack. The reason we provide you the knapsack is we want everything what you need to be within that knapsack. We can't afford people carrying 2 knapsacks or 2 rollers, because I'll go through in the next couple of slides, we are going to be walking a lot, right? Everything you can fit into that. Remember, you are carrying your own luggage, right? So make sure whatever you can fit into that kind of knapsack is what you will be carrying yourself. Okay?
Can I ask a question? It says sleeping bag on there. Do women need a sleeping bag also?
So there are 2 changes we are doing from last year. One is providing the knapsack. Now, second part was the sleeping bag. So what we are deciding this year is we don't need to carry sleeping bags. Okay? The reason for that is based on the experiences last year and the year before. When we go to Arafat, the Saudi government gives us a very thin mattress. Okay, you can fold it, and then you can carry that mattress from Arafat to Muzdalifah. And in Muzdalifah is plain ground, so you can open that mattress, sleep on it, and you can leave it in Muzdalifah. You don't need to carry that in Mina. Inshallah, in Mina we will have mattresses. So to answer your question, Sister Shine, is that no sleeping bags are required this year. Okay? All right. All right, so you can go through the list later on and make sure you are ready and carry as little as possible, because you are responsible for carrying the luggage yourself, okay? All right, so Arafat, as Akil said, Hajj is Arafat, right? So generally in Arafat, space generally is tight. Over the last years, we were blessed with lots of good space, but we never know. Once we arrive, that's the time we know. So again, make sure that we are organized in Arafat. Take as much sleep as if you are sleeping straight, inshallah, okay? Very important that the lineups for bathrooms are very long. Remember, we have got millions of people, right? Although they've increased the number of bathroom stalls, you can't say, I want to go to the washroom, and you go. You have to be ready to go to the washroom. That means before Salat time, let's say you're reciting Zohar Asr Salat. You can't expect to go and come back and start Jamaat Namaz. You need to go 1 hour earlier. Line up. The lineups can be up to 10 people or 15 people, etc., right? So you have to plan, okay? Take enough rest. The wajib part of Arafat is being awake from Zohar to Maghrib. So make sure you take enough rest. And as Akil mentioned, feel the presence of the Imam. This is Muzdalifah. There is no tent. There is no carpet. There is no mattress. It's purely land, right? So you need to make sure that you take care of yourself. Men cannot sleep with covering their head in the state of ihram. Okay. From a logistics perspective, there is no food in Muzdalifah, but you'll be well fed in Arafat. You'll have breakfast, you will have lunch, and they also give you around 3 or 4 another snack, which is like a Subway sandwich, etc. So you will be full. But the point is, if somebody is diabetic, they need to carry that sandwich from Arafat into Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah will arrive in Maghrib or just after Maghrib. You're spending more or less the whole night there. But once you are there, you pick up your pebbles, you just go to sleep, so you are resting. What you can buy there is just tea and some biscuits. That's it. But there is no official group organized meal that night. Okay? So just for your information. Okay, similarly, the lineups for washrooms are pretty long, so just make sure you do early, okay? Mina, okay, so here the important thing is, as Akil Bhai mentioned, you need to be ready to stone. There'll be lots of walking, and we will go through the distances in a minute, okay? All right. Okay, so as everyone aware, we are in Masjidul Haram. We went to Arafat, which is the furthest spot down in the map, right? Then from Arafat, we come to Muzdalifah, from Muzdalifah to Mina, and back to Masjidul Haram in Makkah. So far, everybody is on the same page, right? Okay. So here is the most important thing. So we are in Makkah, we'll go to Arafat, we will go by bus. It's approximately 20 kilometers, but we are going by bus. And most likely it's a school bus, okay? All right, then we are stationed in Arafat. We finish our rituals and wukuf at Arafat. We'll be going to Muzdalifah, okay? And Muzdalifah is around 9 kilometers, and we'll go by bus. So far, so good? Okay. Now we are in Muzdalifah. We have picked up the pebbles. Now our next step is going to Mina. Okay? So Mina, we are going to walk. Okay, so the walk itself is approximately 3.5 kilometers, depending on where we are in Muzdalifah. Okay, and yeah, the time it takes is approximately 1.5 hours. Okay, so ladies will start their walk generally at night. That means is once we arrive from Arafat into Muzdalifah, we'll find an area. They'll rest a little bit. They'll pick up the pebbles. But then the organizers will ask the ladies to go to Mina earlier than the men. So we are going to be in separate, instructions. Okay, so we just need to follow what the organizers say. Okay, men will rest, will gather earlier, close to sunrise. We'll pray, Fajr namaz, etc. But then just follow the instructions. But men will walk separately from the ladies. Okay, and this is very important. The men have to carry their own knapsack. Ladies have to carry their own knapsack. So everybody is going to be divided. You can't expect that you're going to carry your wife's hand luggage. It doesn't work that way, okay? Because men may have to go through Qurbani if they're doing their own Qurbani. So logistically, everyone carries their own, knapsack, okay? So I want you to remember this. There is no taxi from Muzdalifah to Mina. There is no bus Muzdalifah to Mina. Even if the buses are there, we can't board them, okay? So we all need to be careful, and we know the instructions, the rules, and we need to make sure we are physically fit to do the walk, and which is coming in the next step, okay? So, reminder, there is no taxi, and no, because always we get, is there a taxi? Can you do a taxi? I'm willing to pay so much money. Is there a taxi? There is no taxi, unfortunately, okay? So let's say now we are in Mina. So we have arrived in Mina, and we'll drop our knapsacks into our tent. We'll go refresh ourselves, go to the washroom, etc. Now the next step is to go and stone the Jamarat. The first day, we have to do one, right? So the walk is 3.5 kilometers. It will take us 1.5 hours, approximately one way, to go to the Jamarat and hit the shaitan. And that's like a maybe 10-minute job to hit the shaitan, 7 stones, right? And then you start walking back, all right? So walk back, same amount of time and same amount of walk, okay? So on that day, just from Mina to Jamarat and back, you are looking at a 3-hour walk or around 7 kilometers. Now don't forget, you have just walked from Muzdalifah to Mina as well in the morning, okay? All right, there is no taxi and there is no bus, okay? So it's important that, we prepare for ourselves. And it's going to be hot, very hot. So we need to be prepared. We'll have water bottles. We'll give you from the tent site. And then on the way back, to the extent we have some shops, we can also buy more water bottles, okay? All right. So this is day one, right? Now, of course, if people are going for Qurbani, they have a little bit more extra walk for the men, okay, on the first day. Now, on the second day, we are in Mina. We now have rested the whole night, okay? You wake up early in the morning, you do your Salatul Layl if you want to, your Fajr Namaz, and then the next item is to go and stone the Jamarat again. This day we are stoning all 3, okay? So same amount of walk, okay? And then you come back, right? And this is your second day. And once you come back by 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., you have the whole day to rest your muscles and legs, etc. for the next day, okay? Again, there's no taxi and there's no bus. So now, okay, this is the second day we have finished. So we are still in the tent in Mina. We need to do the half night, as Akil mentioned. This is a general program. There can be deviations with exceptions, okay? So what we will do now, this is the second night in Mina we have finished. Okay, after midnight, we will walk to the bus. Okay, now imagine that person has a knapsack. So whatever you brought, you're going to be walking with that knapsack now from your tent to the bus, which is around 1.2 kilometers, 40-minute walk to the bus. Then the bus will take us with our knapsack and our luggage back to our hotel in Makkah. Okay, so this is, normally it starts around midnight. We go to the bus, and then the bus will drop us, assuming all works out, no traffic, and they drop you at the hotel. Maybe around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. you can be in the hotel. And this is the time, well, at least half of the crowd is back in Mina. Our Sunni brothers are still in Mina. So this is the time, as Akil mentioned, if you don't waste time in the hotel, you can go to the haram, finish your Hajj tawaf, okay, 2 rakat namaz, and then you go back for tawafun nisa. Or you do Hajj tawaf, your 2 rakat, maybe it may be time for Fajr salat, you pray your Fajr, then go back and do your tawafun nisa, and then your tawafs are all complete, okay? All right, so now this is the last day, it's the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. You are in the hotel now. Remember, we brought your knapsack from Mina. So far, so good. You still have one more thing to do. You need to go back to Mina, that's right, to stone the Jamarat, all 3. So we're going to be walking from Makkah to Mina, okay, another 4.5 kilometer one way, around 1.5 hours of walk. Normally, we will announce the time. You need to be in the lobby by, say, 9:30 or 10 a.m., whatever the time is, okay? Now, once you have done the walk and stone the Jamarat, it may be around 11 a.m. or 11:15 a.m. We can't leave Mina until Zohar time. That's a technical rule. So we need to hang around that, and the police will tell us, go away. We'll just hang around until we hear azan, or we will tell you, okay, now it's exactly Zohar time. We walk back, okay, to the hotel, okay, and come back to the hotel. So you're looking at another 9 kilometers, around 4 to 5 hours from 9 a.m., more or less 9:30 a.m. to once you're in the lobby, until around 1:30 p.m. when you'll be back in your hotel. Okay? Now, walking is the most efficient way to do this. If you go into a taxi or bus, it will take you longer because you're going to be stuck in the traffic. People who will walk will come back faster. Okay? And people will go back to the haram because they have to do some tawaf. Once you are in the hotel, and our hotel is very nicely situated where we are behind the tunnels, or tunnel is behind us, so we can go through the tunnel and back through the tunnel in the hotel very quickly. You don't have to go through the haram. So you avoid the traffic. This plan has worked for many, many years. So that's why I meant that, when you talk to the organizers, they'll give you the advice, listen to them. If you try to be smart, it will take you longer. We've been there and done that, right? Akil one day was stuck until 10 p.m. at night. We were there at 2 p.m. in the hotel. He was asked to lead the seniors and come in a bus. The bus was stuck until 10 p.m. at night. If you are in the bus from, say noon till 10 p.m., there's no washroom facilities in the bus, right? People are getting frustrated. There's no food, etc. So follow the instructions, inshallah. Okay? All right. No taxi and no bus. Something that you learned from today, no taxi and no bus. Okay, so in summary, we're going to go by bus from Makkah to Arafat, bus to Muzdalifah, walk to Mina, walk to Jamarat, then bus from Mina to Makkah with our luggage, and then walk from Makkah to Jamarat and back. Okay? And this will be sent to you. It's in the website, so you can memorize this, okay? All right, so let's quickly go through this, and this is one of the important slides. This means, we are not in a vacation here, right? So your comfort, 5-star is your home mattress, home pillow, home room, home washroom, right? We go to Medina. It's nice, good, okay, you can enjoy. Makkah, we are now squeezing the space, right? Then we go to Arafat. We're going to be in the tent, but you don't have your own big mattress. You're sleeping on the floor with a small, thin mattress. And then we go to Muzdalifah, bare land, no tent, okay? Just the sleeping bag which you may get from Arafat, you can carry through, okay? And you're sleeping with everybody on the ground. So everybody who says, I want to sleep with Inayat, this is the time. In Muzdalifah, everybody is with Inayat, inshallah, okay? All right, then we are going to Mina. Inshallah, we'll be in a tent. Hopefully, it's air-conditioned tent on a mattress. Okay, so you get a little bit better. And then Makkah will look like a 5-star hotel once you are back. Believe me, because you're going to be taking showers and line up in Mina and all that, then Makkah will be the best part, okay? And then you are home sweet home. So as your comfort level goes down, the blessings go up. That's how it works, okay? All right, so a couple of very quick things. So drink lots of water. Always go to the washroom, right, when the bus stops, not when it's about to start. With me? Yeah, sometimes what happens if the bus is stopped, people get on, as soon as everybody, then somebody says, can I go to the washroom quickly? So where were you before, right? Logistically, this is important, okay. I strongly believe all of us need 5 hours of sleep straight. You decide when you want to sleep that 5 hours. Then the next 2 hours or 3 hours, you can get cat naps. So if you want to have really good focused day, if you sleep after the program is over around 10 p.m., right, you can wake up at 3:30, you are fresh for Fajr, right? So utilize your time, you know your body, but you need that 5 hours straight so you can, have your body rested to do the wajibat and rituals as well as the walk, okay? Wear your identification bags all the time. It's very important. If you get lost, if you get hurt, if you fall down, the ID badge will tell us where you are. Even the volunteers or even the people who would like to help you will tell us where you are, okay? If possible, always go out with somebody as a friend or a roommate or partner, so you have 2 people going. Otherwise, if you get lost, especially in Arafat, etc., it's going to be difficult for you to find your way back, right? All right, so simple things. Do your will. Make sure you do your list, pay khums, visit graveyard, ask for forgiveness. And these are some of the, I'm just going to go very, very, very fast here, right? So generally, it's very good to help others. This is where Allah is testing you, and we're going to give you more bonus sawab. Make sure you share your space, your snacks. Sacrifice your comfort for others. This is Hajj. That's why I'm saying this is a different trip than others you have been to. Delays will happen. We are under their mercy, right? So keep your cool, right? Shaitan will be there working overtime. So this is the biggest test, right? As long as you are under your control, don't let Shaitan overtake you, you're going to be good, right? Okay. Okay, so drink lots of water. It's very, very hot. You can't say, I'm not going to drink because I don't want to use the washroom. You're going to create issues for yourself. You may have to put you on IV drips. That's how important it is. So drink lots of water. And if you drink 2 bottles of water, that doesn't mean you're going to take out 2 bottles of water. It's going to perspirate here from your skin. You hardly go to the washroom because it's very hot. So what's the message? Drink lots of water, right? And okay, when you come from haram, make sure you wash your hands. Because even in haram, whether you're on the carpet or on marble, people are walking there. So when you come back, wash your hands. Simple technique which will help you maintain your health. And even when you're eating the food, make sure you have washed your hands before you take your food. Simple technique, but you avoid lots of issues, okay? And practice walking. So I've already gone through the slides. So you can't say you didn't tell me what how much I need to walk. That's what we have done these slides because of the feedback from Hujjah that you need to tell us ahead of time how much we will walk. So we have given you the message, inshallah, right? And make sure you prepare spiritually. As Akil mentioned, we need to, all of us come back as changed people. You can't change yourself if you don't prepare. Every ritual has a significance, and of course we had very little time today, but in Medina and Makkah, they'll go through every ritual and say why we are doing that ritual. So that will help us come back as changed people, yeah? Okay, so you don't worry. Okay, I know everybody's worried here. No need to worry, right? You will drink and eat whatever Inayat drinks and eats. Huh? If he's having a good biryani, you will have the same biryani. So nothing to worry about food. That's the list of worries, right? You do your part, what we are going through and telling you, preparing both spiritually and physically for this trip, and Allah will do His part, and all the volunteers will do their part, okay? What happens if you get sick? So, we do have doctors in the group. One doctor is right here. We carry common medicines. You carry your prescription medicine, okay? And there are good hospitals in Medina and Makkah. We have had issues where somebody had to be admitted, and so there are hospitals, right? So again, the message here is do not worry. Do your part. You take care of yourself. If you are diabetic, you need to make sure you are taking the right amount of food at the right time, yeah? If you have other issues, make sure you are doing your part. Okay, what happens if you die or I die? It happened. One person asked a question in the seminar, what happens? And he died that year. Yeah, so don't worry. I mean, it's one of the best places to die, right? We have extensive connections with other groups, right? From the UK, from Pakistan, from Africa, from Middle East. And they'll bury me or you or Inayat, whoever dies. He has to be buried. But I'm preparing you for this. We are preparing you for this. Things can happen, right? Okay. So we asked all these Hajjis from previous years, what would be one thing you would do differently if Allah gives you the opportunity to do Hajj or Ziarat again? Good question, right? So you need to know this ahead of time before you go. So the answer was not shopping. Eating shawarma, McDonald's, Burger King, pizza. These are all the brand names I've collected from previous times. So you can enjoy sometimes. That doesn't mean you don't have to, but then make this as your focus, right? More drinking, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, all this, socializing. But the answer was, I wish I could have spent a little bit more time in the Haram in Medina and Makkah, because it will pass so fast. Yeah, you'll enjoy going to the Haram, come back, socializing, lectures, food, lots of good food, right? But then don't lose the focus. That's the point, inshallah, okay? All right, so we'll go back to the Q&A. Oh, before that, maybe I'll call Inayat Bhai for 5 minutes, and then we do Q&A, and then we are finished. 10 minutes. Okay. Can we welcome him with a loud salawat, please? So there's lots of work that goes behind the scenes. So he...
1.5 hours. I allowed you 1 hour. You gave me 5 minutes.
I thought we covered all.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Akil Bhai, Habib Bhai, all the wadis, all the brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I've been quietly sitting watching this guys. It's a good thing I didn't fall asleep. First of all, I'd like to dedicate this Hajj to somebody who taught me, trained me, and there's so many other marhumins have taught us, our teams. So let's say Surah Fatiha, Alhamdulillah, and 3 Qul Wallah for them, please, and our marhumins. I'd like to thank Akil Bhai to take the time off from his family and Habib's family and my family and Rehan spending a day with us trying to set up the logistics and the seminar. So let's hear a loud salawat for them. There is one person here I'd like to mention his name, Taha Hassan. He's really already a volunteer. I told him I need some documents to be notarized and I need to be authenticated by the foreign ministers. He said, don't worry, send it to me, I'll do it. And this is the spirit. This is what you need to do. Right? If you see somebody struggling, help him out. If you need somebody needs help, help him out. This is what Hajj is all about. There's no difficult, nothing. I mean, all this thing, what people tell you, yes, you need to follow it. Mind you, I don't follow it. But you need to follow it because this is your Hajj and you don't want to mess it up. Right? I'd like to hear a loud salawat for those people who have given us musallas, niyat card, ID card, books, bags, and everything. You will get niyat card. It makes it so easy now that you don't have to listen to anybody. Just follow it up. Right? Let's hear a loud salawat for them. You know, they say, if you ever looked at the wild forest, the jungles and everything, and a leaf falls down, and Allah notices that leaf has fallen down. You must have read that, right? It's not, I'm not making it up, and I'm not taking over their job either. Every person, whatever you do in this Hajj, you are being watched and noticed. So in the Canadian version, they say, what goes around comes around. You're nice, you will get something nice. You're mean, you get something mean. Don't look at me that way then. Say, oh, why am I mean? I said, well, you must look inside yourself. Right? Life is too simple to worry about all that. I think that you guys watching the soccer, I really think the ladies scored 1, gents have scored 0. I told the ladies, let's go inside, you have 3 minutes, and they were all inside. And the guys were still waiting outside to be invited. So when next time we say, let's jump in the bus, you jump in the bus. Stop, you know, you want to talk social, you talk social, or on WhatsApp. But let's go. The ladies, I really appreciate. Thank you so much for what you guys did. Let's hear a loud salawat for them. Sometimes you get a bus and it's got a flat tire. You know how many people will come and tell me that bus has got a flat tire? Everybody wants to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you, man. I'm busy. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of that flat tire. But everybody says, you know, I think there's a bus, it's flat tire. I know. Right? So one person, I said, if it's flat tire, take the hand luggage out and the tire will come up. And he really did it. It doesn't work that way. But I was just joking. You know, whenever I come for Jummah prayers, I come for Majlis, the phone rings. I'm so glad the phone hasn't rang here today. Everybody's gone silent. Thank you so much for that. So, okay, we're going to go to the airport. You're going to get name tags. Don't be a stranger. I don't want to put my name tag. People will know I'm out of town. I'm out of country. No, put your name. Put your name on the bag, please. Because tomorrow I see a bag, the bag will say, I belong to so much. I belong to someone. Otherwise, I have to make a decision whose bag this bag is. And I will open the bag and just figure out. And if it's ladies' clothes, I won't know whose it is. If it's men's clothes, I will know. Who's wearing Armani clothes or this clothes, I will know who it is. So put a name tag inside your bag and outside your bag. Please, it's very important. Let's say you arrive in Jeddah or Medina. We are arriving in Medina on Turkish Airlines. Your bag didn't arrive. I don't want you to cry. For 100 riyals, I can replace whatever was inside that bag. Okay, your airarm, specially stitched in Pakistan or whatever it is, and got a tag or so-and-so, and like $100 airarm, I can get it for you, 100 riyals, all the airarm, everything that you're missing. You don't have to worry about it. For guys, you don't have to worry about that. You don't need anything. You can wear one cloth for the rest of the week. We have volunteers left, right, and center. They will meet you in Medina. They will show you where to go, which bus to go. Just go in the bus and start sitting down, right? And they will know you. They will smell you guys that this is Inayat's group coming now. So you're all excited. Medina, you've been thinking about it, dreaming about it. Medina, you are so pumped up. Buddy, I haven't slept for 2 nights. Right? The volunteers haven't slept for 2 nights. They've been preparing. They're tired. They don't want to go to the haram then. They'll say, guys, take it easy. Relax, we'll go in the evening. No, we want to go now. There are some people who will say, want to go now. Then you can go and come back. It's not far away. Everything is right in front of you. You don't have to, I would like you to get lost so I can come and look out for you. So at least I have some work to do. Otherwise, I don't have any work to do there. So go to Medina if you have to, but we will arrange trips. We will arrange to show you what to do, what not to do. Like Habib has already said, that pack yourself, patience, your behavior, your kindness, your niceness, your helpfulness, it's very important. Right? This is not like a trip that you're going and say, listen, I don't have my badge not done right, I don't have a toilet paper in my, this is, forget it, this is like home to away from home. If you have nothing, there's somebody always on each floor, you can just say, I need new bed sheets, I need this, I need that, they'll give it to you. Change it for yourself. I don't want strangers to come in your room when you're in your room, right? You change the bed sheet, give him the old one, he'll give you the new one, big deal, right? But it's not like one of those 7-star hotels. Otherwise, your Hajj would be 15,000 US. We are going in an economical but very comfortable trip. The volunteers who come with us, they pay their ways. And most of the time, I don't know, you must have heard, I asked for Hajj Badal. I send email out, anybody wants to do Hajj Badal. This is how I cover their cost, right? Hajj Badal, they do Hajj for somebody. So if anybody is there, would like any of the family members to be done with the Hajj, let me know. You will see my email somewhere, and we'll talk about it there. If there's one question I'd like to bring it to my attention, the rooms. All this time in Medina, it was a 3-star hotel, but I'm paying for 5-star. My agent tells me, are you nuts? Why are you paying for 5-star hotel? I can give you a beautiful hotel for the price you're paying for the 3-star. And I said, no, I don't want it. I'm happy with it. Please, leave me alone. So this year, we didn't have a hotel. We said, what are we going to do? We have to change. And I said, no, I want the same hotel. So my colleague, we went to Umrah in January, February. I met the owner. He increased the price by twice. I said, no problem, we'll take it. He said, we are doing alteration. I said, no problem, we'll take it. But I said, I need this hotel. So you will ask me why. Right? This hotel has got rooms. All this time, it had rooms of 6 people, 7 people, 8 people, and we were only charged for 4 people. So it was comfortable, right? You would have a bag to put your suitcase. You have somebody else wants to sleep in that room because he's snoring. You can go in that room and sleep. Nobody would object. Now it's been taken over by new management, and they've messed us up. So it's like, biting the teeth again. So we don't know what they're planning. I got the room chart, and I was shocked. So I sent an email to him. I said, you have a room of 3 and a 3. How many washrooms? He said, 1 washroom. I said, you have a room of 8 and a 4. How many washrooms? He said, 1 washroom. So, guys, take it easy, right? Why? The 9th floor is the most important floor I need. Because on the 8th floor, we have 2 huge halls, the size of our gym. So we can have lectures, we can have majlis, we can have matam, whatever you need to do, you can have it, nobody bothers you. As a matter of fact, in Medina, you're not allowed to have any congregation. You went to a 5-star hotel, they will give you a room only for 1 hour, the whole, only for 1 hour. And that too, you eat right there. And if the lecture keeps on going longer, the food is finished. Then you cannot argue because somebody else will have started already eating your food. And they see nice, hot, spicy food, they like it. Right? So you have to be careful why we are taking this hotel. You will see the reason. So if at all I say, listen, guys, in Medina, suffer it out. It's only for 4 or 5 nights. I will tell you, we will ask you. You know all the people by now. So you say, I'd like to have, don't ask for my room because I'm in my room, I have 12 people already. I can't take a 13th one. There's no bedroom there. So we will ask you, and then you will send it to S. Megji, right? Am I jumping now or not? I think I've missed one whole page. No, I didn't miss it. Habib mentioned about medication, right? I will send an email out. Those who have a plan, drug plan, please carry this with you. The zithromycin, the Cipro, the Cilium, the Hardi, right? Keep that with you and bring it. Keep it. Hardi. Now people are asking me why Hardi, right? Hardi and honey, that keeps you away from everything. That's iodine, man. And it takes away your cough. If you guys think you know the prayers, I thought so too. Pray 2 rakat namaz in front of somebody who is a scholar, very well versed. Ask him to take a mistake of yours. Do wudu in front of somebody who you know does the wudu right. Say, listen, this is how I do wudu. Is it right? Because you're going on a one-time, lifetime journey. You don't want to mess it up. A lot of people will say to me, oh, the Canadians don't know how to do wudu. The ladies will say, oh, I saw one lady, she did this. I said, Baba, they're all experienced, they're all well known. So that from that on onwards, I always mention, please, do it in front of somebody and tell him to take your mistakes. Don't feel shy, right? House rules, men, if you're walking around, there will be ladies present in the hallway, in the dining area, because ladies' dining area will be separate, gents will be separate, but outside there will be. So guys, don't wear shorts, don't wear those muscle shirts. Right? We know you have muscles, we don't want to see them. If you're wearing a t-shirt, make sure the t-shirt is long and covers everything, and the ladies same as you, please wear hijab. All the time, whenever you're out of the rooms, right? And trust me, I've seen some of the pictures, passport pictures without hijab and with hijab. Oh my God, what a difference. What a difference, believe me. Keep the hijab. It's not costing you a penny. Keep the hijab. When you come back, I don't want you to see in Istanbul airport with the hijab gone away and doing some duty-free shopping. Please, stay away from that. That will make me happy. That's all I'm asking for, not asking for too much. So when we decided last year we're not taking any children under 15, and somebody brought it to my attention that you're the one who brought the rule, and now you're breaking the rule. I said, they brought the speed limit, and I break the speed limit once in a while. But if I get away with it, I get away with it. So I know the people who are bringing the children. I know they're sensible enough not to drain them down. This was our problem. You bring a child and you make him go this, go this, go this. The child is exhausted. Take it easy. So do it at their speed, at their level. I notice a lot of people spend time in the hotel. Don't. You'll have lots of time to spend in the hotel. Try to be in the haram as much as you can. And even if you're in the haram, if you see somebody, give him some water, feed him something, look after him. Man, this is what it is. You guys will all pass with 100% marks, right? You'll all average pass. But you want to pass with honors. And how do you pass with honors? By doing something extra than you're supposed to do. My room, I don't have a door. It's open 24 hours. So you guys have any problem, come to me. This year we're going to miss Habib and Sabira because Sabira used to take all the slack. I don't know where the ladies are going to go and complain this time. You can send an email out to Sabira. Say, Sabira, I got a problem, and she'll get back to me. Question number 2, wheelchair. We don't have wheelchair facilities. A lot of people have. We don't. That's why I told the ladies, if you are going to ask me for a wheelchair, forget it. There is no wheelchair facilities. We showed you the knapsack. You don't even have to fill that knapsack. You can make it half that knapsack because you can carry it. Okay, fine. You guys are going to walk a little slower. That's okay, fine. I will also walk slow with you guys. But don't ask for a wheelchair. There isn't any. Muzdalifah, I will not be with the non-Khoja group. Okay, I'm just letting you know now because I don't want you to say I disowned you guys. Because the Khoja groups bring chevro, gantia, jalebi, kunpak. The non-Khojas don't bring it. So I will be in their tent and I'll be eating that. Right. How many of you guys have a will? Only 4 hands? 5? You guys have a will? You have made a will? Raise your hand who's got a will. Boy, only 5%. Please make a will. No, I've gone as far as making a will and also instructions where I want to bury it, who's going to come to my funeral, when, what time. I already got that. My daughter made me do it and I signed it and I gave it to her. And I said, if my wife is out of town, she wants to see my face, take a digital and show it to her. There's one thing. In Mina, like you know in Ramadan that Maulana said that Shaitan is locked up. In Mina, Shaitan is out. They got twins. Shaitan has got twins there. So you could be talking to somebody, he could be chewing a gum and it would bother you as far as that much. So take it easy, right? Take it easy. Mina is rough. There's every year I go, there's always argument point. Because what happens is you're tired. You've been traveling. You've been going from Arafat to Muzdalifah. You haven't eaten properly. You have been scared that you don't want to go to the washroom, so you don't drink anything. You're dehydrated. You're drained down. So your level is down. And Mina really attacks you then. Even somebody hits a shaitan and says, oh, it's not the right way to do it. Who are you? Let him do his way. So take it easy. Mina is the worst place. Secondly, when you have a bed in Makkah, you have a bed. Then in Arafat, you have a bed. Then it starts getting smaller. And then Mina has become smaller. That's it. You get one musalla. Right? And we have chosen to get air conditioning, dry wall with air conditioning. So it's going to be hot between 12 and 2, whether you like it or not, even if you have air conditioning cranked up. So if you keep the door closed, maybe it might help a bit, but the humidity will be out. That's what you want, the humidity to be out. Right? It will come. Don't worry about it. We'll do it. We'll come back. There's only one question. The tawaf on first floor, you mentioned we can do it. Then how long do I have to get to pray my salat? That was one question that I wanted to ask you. You guys have any question for me? Okay, one last thing before I go. Your passports are with me. Some people are still hanging on to their passports because they need to travel. The first week of July, like I said, after Ramadan, 2 weeks later, my agent will say, send me the passports. All the documents are done, alhamdulillah. Except for last few glitches, we are fixing it up. By next week, it should be done. I will take the passport and mail it to Montreal. Then my agent will look at each and every one of them. Once it's done, he will take the whole lump to Ottawa to get the visa on the passport. So this might take anywhere between first week to middle of July. It all depends when he's putting it in, right? I don't have any control over it. So if I have anybody's passport and you really need it from now till the first week of July, please let me know. I brought it with me, I can give it to you. After that, if anybody has a passport, let's say second week of July, and I haven't gone, my passports are still here, fine. If they've gone, then you just ship it out to Montreal. Simple as that. Your paperwork is already done, it'll be there. So all you have to do is they put the passport inside and send it for the visa. Am I clear? Okay, let's hear last salawat, and I give the rest to Habib. I say 5 minutes, I can take whatever I have.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Just wanted to open up the floor for any questions. I know we covered a lot of material in a very short period of time. So if there are any questions, there will be opportunities there in Medina and Makkah as well. But if you have any questions or if there are any online questions that are burning that you'd like to try to us to get addressed, we can try them now. So, so as far as slippers, the question was, I'll repeat the question for the online viewers. When you're walking, should you have slippers on? So slippers is only a requirement in ihram, right? If you think about the amount of time you're in ihram, it's very, very brief, right? So for Umrah Tamattu, you're in ihram pretty much just overnight, okay? When you are, for Hajj itself, you will wear your ihram on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, and then 9th and 10th of Dhul Hijjah, 2 days, is when you're in ihram. After that, when you take off your clothes of ihram on Eid day, you can put on shoes if you wish. Right? So ihram, the clothes of ihram, you're in them really for only maybe 2 days, 2 to 3 days. Right? That is the only time when men need to wear slippers. Yes.
Are you allowed to wear sunscreen for medical reasons? And the other thing is like some people take insulin injection. Are you allowed to take that? And if it bleeds, then what happens?
Okay. Two questions. Sunscreen for medical reasons, and second, insulin. And if you were to take an insulin injection, if you were to bleed. Okay. If you were to take an insulin injection and you were to bleed because of the prick, there's no issue because it's a medical reason. Sunscreen. So generally, the issue, the general rule, as far as medical reasons is concerned, is that you cannot apply or take anything preventatively. Okay. So, for example, men, because it's really hot and men are sweating a lot, and you're having these 2 pieces of cloth. Generally, what happens to men is that when you walk so much, and you saw the amount of kilometers that Habib mentioned we're walking. In fact, there was someone who had an app 2 years ago where he tracked the entire amount of distance that he walked from the time he landed in Medina to the time he departed, 200 kilometers. Okay. It's a lot of walking. Now, a lot of it is concentrated on those few days in extreme temperature conditions, so it's difficult walking. But what happens to men is that, when the thighs rub, there's chafing between the thighs, okay? And then, we need to apply Vaseline just for comfort. You cannot apply stuff like that in anticipation of needing it. Okay, but if there is a rash between the thighs because of the rubbing and the sweating, etc., then you can apply it at that point. So the same rule applies to sunscreen, right? I mean, if you are applying it because you have some sort of medical condition as a result of which you need to apply it, that's a different situation. But you cannot apply something preventatively.
One more question: what's the layover time in Istanbul?
Layover time in Istanbul. I will let Inayat Bhai answer that question because I'm not sure what our flight details are at this point.
I can tell you the flight details. We're leaving on the 6th of August.
Yes.
At 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
So let's be there 3-4 hours before departure. Your seats will be all in one area, right? And then you can just, when you're checking in, just don't try to move it around because we want to be our own people in that area. So when it's time for Salat Fajr, we will wake everybody up. All right?
And what's the layover in Istanbul, he was asking?
9 hours.
9 hours. Yes.
You say they're cover your ear with the phone in there, right? So can you use your earbuds?
Yeah, question was, you cannot cover your ears for men in the state of ihram. Can you wear like if you're having earphones, right? Can you plug that into your ear? Yes, because that's not covering the entire ear. So if you're listening to Quran or whatever, you can do that. Yeah, you cannot have those headphones that cover the entire ear. Yeah.
A couple of questions about the hotel. So is there Wi-Fi inside the room itself or just the lobby?
The question was, is there Wi-Fi in the hotel rooms or not? It depends on the floor that you're on. Sometimes some of the lower floors have Wi-Fi. I don't know what it's like this year. They tend to improve year after year, but generally Wi-Fi mainly available in the lobby. Okay, you can choose to buy like a plan there locally that will give you internet or data access. There's a cost to it, more so than just buying just voice. So if that's something that you absolutely need, then you could do that. But otherwise, Wi-Fi available in the lobby only.
So the other question, somebody who's not here actually is commonly asked, he asked me to ask, is that if he's carrying his work laptop or whatever,
Yeah.
right, is there any security issue with that?
Security issue then?
I mean, securing the laptop itself, right, at the hotel or when he's not.
Yeah, question was if someone has his work laptop and is there any security issue with that? As Habiba mentioned, valuables are safest in the hotel. Okay, whether it's jewelry or your laptop or money that you have taken from here, it's safest to keep it in the hotel under lock and key, and you have nothing to worry about. Even when we leave, so when we leave Makkah to go to Arafat, Muzdalifah, Mina, when we're away for a few days, leave it in the hotel, in your room, in the bag. It's the safest place. You have more risk worrying about it when you take it with you, because now you have to look after it and etc. Leave it in the hotel. It's very safe. Both places. Yes.
How much money you recommended to carry, and should you change it here in Canada?
How much money do you recommend that we take, and do you recommend that it be converted here? So two things. One, you can convert there. There are sarraf, money changers there everywhere in Medina and Makkah. So not to worry. And you can take, it doesn't matter whether you take US dollars or Canadian dollars, they'll change both. It doesn't really matter. How much to take? I think a lot of it's dependent on how much you intend to shop there as well. There aren't a lot of expenditures as such, okay, because the entire trip is covered. The cost of the entire trip is covered. But, laundry, you'll have to do laundry there. Laundry gets expensive as the days get closer towards Hajj. Maybe if you need to get some transportation sometimes, you want to buy some food from outside. But other than that, it's whatever you intend to spend on yourself that you need to take. Unless you plan to spend a lot, I would say somewhere between 500 and 1,000 US is comfortable. But if you intend to buy a lot, then maybe more than that. But generally, the last few years that I've been going, I take somewhere in the $1,000 US range and always tend to come back with cash. Because I don't really spend that much when I'm there. But it all depends on you. Yes? Visa and MasterCard. Do they accept Visa and MasterCard? Maybe some stores when you're buying like jewelry and stuff like that, high value items, but otherwise, most of the other stores, if you're going to, maybe restaurants, yes, fast food places, yes, they'll accept a credit card. But otherwise, most of the small stores, cash only.
Just wanted to. So in Arafat and Mina and Muzdalifah, besides washroom, there are wudu places there, right? You don't have to go to a washroom
to do wudu?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arafat, Muzdalifah, Mina, they have the washroom stalls. They have taps outside as well for you to do wudu as well. So if you want to go and do wudu only, you can go to the place where you do wudu. And the washroom stalls are multifunctional, meaning that in Mina you'll see that when you want to shower, you go into the same stall. You go to the washroom, and there's a shower on top, and it's one place, right? They have both Eastern and Western toilets. Eastern toilets tend to be cleaner than Western toilets, and so preferably try to use the Eastern toilet because it's the chances of your clothes getting najis are fewer because you're able to manage. In a Western toilet, unless you have to, it becomes difficult because it's so wet in the area. But washroom and wudu places are separate.
I just want to confirm, I think there was a comment on being tahir at all times, that you said if you go to the washroom, you have to change clothes.
Yeah. So when in ihram, one of the requirements of ihram, repeat the question? Sure. So the question was, you have to be tahir, pure at all times, right? So taharat is of two kinds, right? There's taharat of clothes and there's taharat of the body, okay? When in ihram, your clothes of ihram must be tahir at all times, must be pure of najasat at all times. If you go to the washroom and if your ihram becomes najis, then you have to change it. But otherwise, if you're able to protect yourself from najasat, then there's no problem. You don't have to change it every time you go to the washroom. At the time of salat, you have to make sure, obviously, that you're physically pure as well, in addition to your clothes being pure. You see, the rule that is there in namaz normally of how much blood is allowed or najasat is allowed on clothes is very different from when in ihram, right? In ihram, there's no tolerance at all, right? And so as soon as your clothes become najis, you have to change. It's not like it's a small speck and you're allowed to do it. There is no tolerance in ihram, okay? Now, for men, okay, when you go to the washroom, everybody, has different ways of handling it, right? Some people will go, if you're going with two people at the same time, you take your top piece off and you give it to the guy outside, waiting behind you, and you go in and you now only have one piece to look after, right? It's tougher sometimes to look after both pieces. Some people go in and take both pieces off, right? It's easier, then you don't have to worry about the clothes becoming najis. You finish with the washroom, you put your clothes back on and you come out. It's actually very easy. In the years that I've gone, I've never had an issue where clothes have become najis in the washroom. Okay, it's very difficult. It's very easy to manage if you just sort of plan yourself properly. Okay.
Then there you just have two pairs, right, of ihram. So if they both get dirty, then what would you use that?
Yeah. So how many pairs of ihram do you take? Right? So for men, we said that you're wearing two pieces of cloth. What we generally recommend is that between two people, you buy 3 sets of ihram. Okay, so if Habiba and myself, let's say, are going to share, so between the two of us, we would buy 3 sets. He would use 1 set for himself, 1 set I would use for myself, and we would have 1 set spare. That set that is spare has 2 pieces, basically 1 for him and 1 for me. So in case one of my pieces gets najis, I have a spare one. It's very unlikely that you will have a need for more than that. But if there are a lot of other people who have an extra spare piece that they can give you. Okay, and they're all sort of one size, so one size fits all, right? They may have different qualities and thicknesses of the cloth, but we can deal with that later. But otherwise, there's enough ihram to go around that if you were to get even your spare piece najis, you can get from someone else. G.
Generally speaking, can we use it even if we don't have a specific reason for that?
Yeah. Question was that for men, the belt that you put around your lower piece of ihram, can you wear that belt even if you don't have a specific reason like medicine or phone or whatever? Yeah, the answer is yes. Okay, yes.
By when we should expect to get the packing list? Like, what is the recommendation? Like, how much?
I believe Habiba said that the packing list is available online. Okay, so it will be sent by email in the next couple of days, but otherwise it's available online as well. And I believe it's been modified since the previous ones that we were using. Yeah? Okay. The previous one that was put together a few years ago where temperature conditions were very different, circumstances were different, so it's been tweaked a little bit. So you'll get a revised packing list, inshallah, in the next couple of days.
What usually is the temperature in August?
What is the temperature in August? Last year, temperatures were hovering sort of late 30s to early 40-degree temperatures, Celsius, but extremely hot. Yeah, humid as well, yeah. So, I mean, just to underscore the importance of drinking plenty of water. Just plenty of water. It's just, we have this issue pretty much every year where people feel like they don't want to go to the washroom, so they will not drink water, but you create more problems for yourself by not drinking water. You're not going to go to the washroom. Your body needs as much fluid as you can give it. And you'll hear the doctors talk about this, right? You assess the level of hydration of your body when you go to the washroom, depending on the color of your urine, right? If it becomes really dark, it means you're not getting yourself enough water. It needs to be as light as possible. So if the color of the urine is dark, you're not giving your body enough water. Drink as much water as possible. And Habibai will also suggest that don't drink drinks other than water, right? Because then your throat tends, you start getting sore throats and cold and whatever. It just becomes a challenge for yourself. So drink water. It's the safest drink. And keep yourself as hydrated as possible. Yes?
So when you're walking the street in a half hour, like walk or walk to their washrooms on your way, or if there is, then you get away from it?
when you're walking for 3.5 hours, are there washrooms on the way? Generally, no. No. So when you go from Jamarat to Mina, from Mina to your tents in Mina to Jamarat, and then on the way back, there are places that you can stop for washroom, but I can assure you that if you go to the washroom in the tents in Mina, and then you chug down 3-4 bottles of water, even by the time you come back, you will not be ready to go to the washroom. You'll have sweated all of it because it's so hot that you will need water, electrolytes as much as you can get, and you can only carry so much, right? Because it becomes, the more you walk, even 3 bottles of water will become so heavy for you because you're carrying it on your back and you're carrying your own stuff. So when Habibai says you're carrying your own bag, it may seem light when you leave Makkah, but on the way back, that's going to be a really heavy bag, even though it's just got the same amount of stuff in it. It's just the body, it's very taxing for the body, physically. Okay. Okay. Please welcome Habib.
Okay, one quick announcement. So the ladies' seminar is on July 9th at 12:15. It will be conducted by Sister Taira by Kasmali, a very well-known ladies scholar. And inshallah, we'll send you an email with respect to that, so all of you ladies can register and attend, inshallah. Okay? Is Naqvi Syed Muhammad there? Naqvi Syed Mahmoud? Okay, so if there are no other questions, we will bring this to a close. Let's remember each other in our du'as. So this is 1 year I and my wife Sabira will miss the Hajj this year after so many years. So please remember us in your prayers. If you can do so, that would be great. So can we recite one Surah Fatiha for all our marhumins, please? Suratul Barakatul Fatiha.